Okay, good morning, everybody. Well, it's actually afternoon now, and we've got an extra special session in the hub today because Amanda Croft has joined us to do some drama activities. So we're not doing this live on YouTube. We're in our little Zoom bubble and recording things. Lovely hearts there from Robert. So yeah, thank you so much, Amanda, for joining us this morning.
Oh, well, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me. And it's lovely to see so many people from Spain, I've just discovered. So,
Yeah.
yeah, and also from Iran. Mariam is from Iran. So it's 3:30 in the afternoon there. So that's that's amazing. So,
And Amanda, so how long have you been involved in storytelling and drama?
well, I guess for a very long time because I did a drama degree at university. Um, and I'm thinking about my very first play. So my very, very ever first play was a nativity play, in fact. And all the other little girls got to play angels, and they gave me the role of the Christmas pudding. So I had a brown sack to wear with dots on it, and I was very disheartened. But nevertheless, I didn't let it put me off, and I'm still here, you know, with drama activities and acting. Yeah, so drama degree, and then I worked for a community theatre company for a year, and then I went on to acting training. So I went to the Welsh College of Music and Drama in Cardiff, and then went on to work in professional theatre, mainly TIE, theatre and education, toured with plays around Europe to, well, I took English plays to German school children, both primary and secondary. And then what did I do? I ended up actually teaching in Berlin and living in Berlin for a while. So I kind of combined the teaching and the acting, and I have done ever since.
Awesome. And so, I mean, that first experience of taking these English plays to Germany, how did you feel that that helped with the language development?
Oh, well, it's interesting because I think there were two plays. So the primary play was actually easier language, and it was a detective story about Sherlock Holmes with a magnifying glass, and of course everybody loves Sherlock Holmes, so the kids really enjoyed it. And then the older play, in fact, was called Super Trace, and it was about a superhero called Tracy, and of course who played Super Trace but me. But it was fun, and in fact both the one of the plays was in End-On Theatre, so proscenium arch theatre, and the Super Trace was in the Round, so we had children on four sides. I think what they really appreciated was that essentially being told a story in English. And also, there was a lot of audience participation. So they had to shout, "He's behind you," that kind of thing, in order to, move the story on. So, yeah, it was good. I mean, it was good fun. Um, and I really enjoyed it. It was 9 months touring. So it was quite hard work, but it was fun. Yeah.
And so nowadays, a lot of your work, well, the majority of your work is involving drama, storytelling, improvisation in language education.
Yeah. So I guess I started to look at how I could involve learners in about, I guess it was probably about 2008. And I worked with a lot of Taiwanese and Japanese students at the University of Kent. And we basically we would take a 3 week block, and we would in that 3 weeks create a play with the students. I mean, it was fabulous. So the when I worked with the Taiwanese group for the first time, um, there was a mixture of ages. I guess the age range was about from 12 to about 16, 17. And so we just developed a play from their stories, um, and put it together. And what I love so much about this is that the the kids that were completely and utterly involved in it, completely and utterly involved, from beginning to end. And it is like task-based learning, I guess. although one mistake I did make, I will tell you about my mistake, um, was that I was doing this kind of work with a Japanese group, and part of one of the sessions that I run was an afternoon session where they all have to lie down on the floor and imagine, and I give them a kind of visualization. And guess what happened? Anybody want to guess what happened?
They fell asleep.
They all fell asleep. Yeah, they all fell asleep. And then I have little things like a bell, and so I had to ring the bell to wake them all up. But anyway, you learn by your mistakes, don't you? So I never did that kind of visualization game in the afternoon after lunch ever again after that. But yeah. But actually, I do think it is not such a bad idea to have a little sleep in the afternoon after lunch.
Yep. Yeah, they say power naps are the way to better productivity, apparently. Yep.
Yes, yeah. And
Yeah.
20 minutes later, they're all back up on their feet and active doing. So maybe it was okay.
Excellent. And so, what do you see are the main benefits of drama in the classroom?
So I think that it's completely and totally engaging, first of all. I think the learner brings their life experience into the classroom, and the language that they need to use, they then use, specifically the language that they want, their stories. So that brings life into the classroom. I also think that what they learn, there's a lot of peer learning, so they teach each other as well, and then they take that out. And I guess all of the courses that I ran with these particular groups of students was all in the UK, so they were all immersion programs. So the language that they were developing in the classroom, they would then take outside of the classroom. And so there was a bringing in their cultural experiences, telling those stories, and then taking that language out into the university campus. And I think that was, for me, that was a really wonderful two-way, reciprocal giving and creating, and then using and developing. Yeah.
And do you ever experience any reticence? Do you ever get learners who feel embarrassed or shy?
So that's a really good question. And I think, yeah, sometimes learners are. And I don't force anybody to do anything that they don't want to do. It's not about coercion. It's not about making people do things they don't want to do. But as you'll see in the activities that we're going to do this afternoon, there is a potential for creating a director. So I always give the reluctant performer a director role, so that they assist in the directing of the piece. They don't have to perform it, but they're still involved. And that's like a behind the scenes role, but it's still creative. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm really excited to see what activity we're going to do. I attended one of Amanda's sessions back before Christmas, and we did a couple of activities then, and it was really exciting and engaging. So, Amanda, what are we going to practice today?
Okay, so this is called lifting the words off the page. And I'm going to share, if it's okay with everybody, I'm just going to, here's my document. Just if I put that up for myself, then I can put it up for you guys. Let's go here and then share.
A fly flying around in front of my face constantly.
Okay. And then I need to make this into. Can you see what I can see? Can you see?
We can see your presentation, but we can see the slides on the left-hand side as well. Yeah.
Okay, so now how do I get rid of those?
So at the bottom, there's a button to present next to the sliding scale to make it bigger and smaller. One, there we go, that one, I think.
Hey,
There we go.
So it's called a scripted role play online and in the classroom, lifting the words off the page. There's my email address, also my website address, and my LinkedIn. what I'm going to do now is move on to the next slide. So why do role plays? I think we've kind of talked a little bit about that already. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to share my practice with you. And this is what I've learned as an actor, really. So what we do as an actor is we read a script. That's the first thing you do. And then you analyze the text. So what do we know and what don't we know? And then we imagine the wider context, and this can lead to improvisation. So then we're going to model it. So first of all, I'm going to ask for a couple of volunteers who are going to help me model it. And we're going to start with this script. Okay, so this is the first script, as you can see, not too long, not too extensive. And I wondered if anybody would like to be my volunteer. Okay, Robert, thank you. Anybody else? Okay, lovely, Paola. Okay, so Paola and Robert, what I'd like you to do, who would like to be A and who would like to be B? Any preference? What would you like to be, Paola?
You're
Oh,
muted.
I can't hear you.
A is okay.
Okay, so you're going to be A. Robert, you happy to be B?
Of course.
Perfect. So, okay, so can you just read this for me, this script? Starting with Paola as A.
Shall I start?
Yes, that's right.
Hello.
Hello.
Been waiting long?
Ages.
Okay, so if I was doing this with a group of students, first of all, I might check a couple of things. What do you think might be tricky for a learner? Any things that might be tricky in this little script?
Yeah, ages.
Ages,
Yeah.
yeah. So what do we mean by ages? Anybody got suggestions?
Yeah, lots of time just waiting around.
Yeah. So ages means for a long time, doesn't it? Okay, anything else that might be tricky?
Well, the ages for teenagers, ages could be 5 minutes.
Ah, yeah, okay, yeah, we'll see. Yeah, that's is open to possibilities. How long ages is? Yeah, good. Been waiting long?
Have you been waiting long?
Yes, exactly. So, have you been waiting long? So, what tense is this?
Present perfect.
Present
Present
perfect.
Have you been
Continuous.
waiting?
Yeah, it's present perfect continuous. We don't really need to know that. In a full sentence, it would be have you been waiting long? But obviously, when we have real-time speech, it gets contracted to been waiting long. So those are the difficulties that a learner might find to begin with. And as you can see, this is not a text I've written. This was written by Keith Johnston from his book Improv and Improvisation in the Theatre. He doesn't use this script for what we're about to do. This is my own idea. So, what do we know then, Paola and Robert, about these two characters? What do we know about them?
Nothing. One has been waiting, but
yes, okay.
We don't know ages.
Yes,
what
okay.
ages can be.
Okay, so one has been waiting.
The other one arrives or is new to the scene.
Yes, okay. So who is new to the scene?
A.
Exactly. So A comes in and B has been waiting. Do we know how long for?
No. A long time, but not exactly how long.
Exactly. We don't know how long. Okay. So now what I'd like the audience to do, this is Teresa and Mariam, and maybe I might chip in as well a few questions. I want to put Paola and Robert in the hot seat, okay? So when we hot seat a character, that means we're going to ask them some questions. Because what we want to do is we want to find out a little bit more and help them pad out what this scene is about, okay? So, anybody want to start with a question?
Robert, where are you?
I'm sitting on a bench at the bus stop.
Okay. Any other questions?
Oh, go ahead,
I
Matt.
wanted to ask that from Paula. Where were you?
I'm I was going to the bus stop to meet B.
Yeah, okay, to meet B. So we don't know yet what these characters' relationship is or what their names are.
So, uh, A and B, how do you know each other?
We're friends.
We became friends because we started working initially at a school, and then we basically became friends.
Just friends?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Mhm. And how long have you known each other?
2 years.
That's right. Yes, I think it'll be 2 years this December.
I feel we are at the police station.
You feel like you're at the police station, not at the bus
Yes,
station.
and so I don't know. Maybe I said two and Robert says one. Well,
Interrogating the people at the bus stop.
Yeah. Okay. And where's the bus going?
Well, the one that just left was going to Bilbao, but this one, the one I'm waiting for, is going to Burgos because
Okay.
I'm going to see a friend in Burgos.
Okay. And are you going with Paolo? Are you both going together? Are you both going together?
yes.
We are, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to stop sharing the screen for a while because I just want to see your faces a bit more easily. Okay, so yep, so you're going together. And how long, Robert, have you been waiting?
It's been 45 minutes because I missed the previous bus by the skin of my teeth.
Mhm. Okay, okay. And Paula, so what are you going to do in this place?
At the bus stop?
Yeah, once you get to your destination on the bus. So you're not going to Bilbao, but you're going to, where was it, Robert?
Burgos.
Burgos.
Yes.
Okay. What are you going to do there?
We're going to visit the city just.
Yeah, in preparation for the conference in a couple of.
Yes. Yeah. So
I want to check where the hotel is and where the venues are. Yeah, the venue is and everything so that on the day we're ready to go and we don't have to stress.
Okay, cool. Any other questions?
What's the weather like?
cold and cloudy.
Yeah, right now it is like that. I need to put on another jacket because I'm a little bit cold.
Are you just going for a day trip or are you staying overnight in Burgos and then coming back?
Mm, just for the day.
How long is
Now
the
it's
bus
coming
trip?
along just for the day because I'm staying overnight. Because it takes from here is what it's just 2.5 hours.
Yeah, it is.
No, sorry, I was thinking of like further down. No, yes, I'll come back with Paula. I
Yeah,
changed
it
my
is.
mind.
It is not that far, and
Yeah, no,
Burgos is
that's
not
right.
that big either. So
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Any other questions?
Are you both ready for the conference?
yes, we are.
Yes, we
Yeah.
are.
And are you presenting at the conference?
Yes,
Yes, we are.
yes,
Yes, right?
yes, I am.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah, me too.
Okay.
Yes.
Joint presentation or separate?
No, separate
No,
one.
Oh, what
Yeah.
subjects? What
yes.
subjects?
I'm going to deal with dictionaries.
Oh,
And I'm going to talk about my relationship with AI from three perspectives, as a teacher educator, and for my own professional development.
okay, lovely. Okay. Any more information that we need from these guys?
One more, if I may.
Yeah, okay, go ahead, Mary.
Robert, Robert, may I know how your backache is going?
My what, sorry?
Backache. Is it getting
My
any better?
backache. Oh, definitely. I mean, definitely. I went to a chiropractor 2 days ago and he worked wonders. So I'm still a little bit sore, but it's better. Yeah.
Oh, good. Good to
And
hear that.
have you taken any kind of pain medication? Because you're going to be sitting down for 2.5 hours on the bus.
Yeah. No, I don't like taking medicine. I rather, unless it is strictly necessary, I wouldn't.
Okay.
But stretching helps a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So we're just going to quickly flash back to our dialogue just to give you both a reminder. Okay. So this is where you start. Okay. So let's just now read it.
Shall I start?
Yes. So what we're going to do is just read it. Do you think you can memorize this? You got it? Do you want to read it a couple of times?
Yeah.
Okay. You've got it, both of you?
Yes.
You know what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Perfect. So, okay, we're going to stop the share. And then what we're going to do to make it easy for Robert and Paula to interact with each other, we're going to let them interact. So you start the dialogue and then you continue it until I kind of come back on. You maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes to kind of speak about improvise
Okay.
from the hello, hello, been waiting long ages. Okay. So we're all going to turn off our cameras and we're going to become your audience and you're going to become center stage. So I'm going to stop my video. Okay. And when you're ready, off you go.
Okay. Hello.
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 I cannot hear you.
Hello.
Oh, been waiting long?
Ages.
Oh, sorry. I had,
Yeah, I missed the previous bus by the skin of my teeth.
oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. I had a problem before leaving.
No worries. I got your
Mm,
text. The next
mm.
one is in about 5 minutes.
Oh, good, good.
Have you
And I
got your
had,
ticket?
yes, and I brought something to eat on the way.
Oh, good, because I'm starving.
Cupcakes?
Good.
You
Yes.
like
Wonderful.
cupcakes? Chocolate
Yes.
cupcake?
Are they the ones that you started making recently?
Yes,
Nice.
that's why I was late.
Oh, okay. Well, it is worth it then. You're forgiven.
Oh, okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, have you brought everything we need for the
Yes.
sightseeing?
I
Yeah.
put the presentation in 2 pen drives just in case, and see just in case we can check the venue and
Yeah.
the rooms and everything. And
But I
you,
mean, have you prepared some notes on the places we're going to see, how far they are?
oh right, yes, I got
Yes.
links on Google Maps for the 2 hotels, your hotel, my hotel, the venue, and a couple of restaurants, vegetarian restaurants, because you know
Uh-huh.
I'm a
Do,
vegetarian.
do you
I hope you
know
don't mind.
we will have to walk for long?
No, everything is within 10 minutes walking
Okay,
distance.
great, great. And then I discovered that we can visit some other places if we have time before the
Good,
bus.
yes.
Yes, before we return. So there are
Yeah,
nice streets and the cathedral and there is a
nice.
museum. Yeah.
Yeah, so the
So
bus is the last bus is at 10:30, so we should have a few
okay.
hours to just walk
Okay.
around
So
and
we
take
will have time to visit some places and also to have some coffee somewhere
Mm.
nice. And some pictures also.
Yeah, definitely.
I brought my charger because my phone is not working very well. So in
Good.
case
Yeah,
I
last
run out
time
of
and my
battery,
charger doesn't work because last time we
yeah.
couldn't use you couldn't use mine.
Because when you are taking pictures or recording, so I have
Battery runs
everything
out.
prepared. So, well, I'm excited about going to Burgos and see the place.
I'm excited about your cupcakes. Can we have one before we get onto the bus?
Yeah.
Oh,
Perfect. Okay, so you get the idea. You absolutely get the idea. So that's it. And if Mariam and Teresa want to come back, that'd be great. Okay, so it's simple. The exercise is simple. What do you think, having done it? What's your feedback? How was it, Robert and Paula?
Wonderful.
Yeah? What did you
Yeah.
enjoy about it?
Well, it's really good in the sense that you have to listen actively to what the other person is saying to see if you can find connections uh, and see. I kept thinking to make it sound natural, then make connections to past events and not just present or future, but things that show a relationship.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Mm. But it's nice, yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the cup, we didn't give you that information about cupcakes. We didn't, that wasn't there before, was it? But
No.
and it's suddenly a long journey, and of course you're going to need some food on that long journey. So
Well, it
that,
was not long, but I don't know. I had to say something. So
yeah, cool, cool. Oh, and as an audience members, what did you feel from an audience perspective?
Really natural. It was, it obviously you were playing your roles, but as Robert said, the conversation flowed and it was a fairly natural conversation that you might have, and yeah, kind of bringing in different elements. I don't know, Marianne, what did you think?
Honestly, it reminded me of the improvisations we did, when I went to acting class. And I think the cooperation between the actors is really important. And we had to so much of that here, the way that they, as Robert said, listened actively and sort of like took it and made the next part of the story. And then, so it's very lovely. And when it happens in the context of English, I think it's even more interesting.
Yeah,
So yeah, I really love to see how, because normally it's hard, to see that sort of like
yeah,
building it together spontaneously, and it's just so interesting. Yeah, I loved it.
yeah. So
Yeah.
what's interesting for me about the script is that the script doesn't give us too many clues.
Hmm.
And so
Hmm.
it leaves a lot of interpretation, it's open to interpretation. Just as Paula said at the beginning, long time could be 5 minutes for a teenager. So it's really interesting because you could then give that same script to another group and they could do something completely and utterly different with it. And that's the flexibility. And so what I then did, having taken Keith Johnson's idea, his short script, I then tried to write my own scripts. So I'm going to show you a few of the things that I wrote. If we go back to here again, then hopefully it'll go big screen. And these are some of the ones I've written. So this is a three-hander. Do you think you can do it? I'm not sure. Have you done it before? Ages ago. You're scared. And of course, what we don't know in this script is what the thing is. So again, it's open to interpretation. This is one that's slightly simpler. Quiet, quiet. Yes, just listen. What is it? Shh, I don't know. So again, this is just to, yes. So this is just to show you that, it doesn't have to be complex language. And this would work just as well with a kind of A2 or A1 group even. The word quiet you might need to introduce, and obviously the listen if they don't have it, but it's there. You've already got, and it's simple. And again, flexible. What is it? Who knows? And that can be basically given from doing the same thing that we did. So in this instance, if you've got the student that doesn't want to perform the script, they become the director and ask the questions. What is it that you've seen? What time of day is it? What's the relationship between A and B? Who are you? And then these are a little bit more complex. So I can't find it anywhere. When did you last have it? Yesterday evening. You can't have lost it. You didn't take it, did you? Me take it. So again, that's that's a three-hander. But again, it's flexible and could become A B A B. Another one, aha. So this is where you've been. Not, this is where you've been hiding. Not hiding, working. You call this work, do you? Yes. Well, you ought to be ashamed of what. And of course, always with each of the scripts, what you need to do is you need to look at the difficulties of the script. And I've done for this very last one here, you've got so we can't go on like this. Like what? Always fill this gap with verb plus ing. We don't always, and this is gerund vocab to go on. So it's useful to kind of look at what might be difficult for a learner or learners in your context and preempt those difficulties. All right, would anyone like to have a go at some of these other scripts and try them out?
Definitely.
Anyone got a favorite? Anyone think, oh, I'd like to do that one? So let's have a look. And if you see, again, we can read them through again. One, two-hander.
The second one. So this is where you've been hiding?
Okay.
Or in the second one here. Quiet, just listen.
Okay, who's up to play quiet, just listen with Robert?
I'm happy to.
Okay, so that's Teresa and Robert are going to go into a breakout room in a moment and do that. And what about Paula and Mariam? Any thoughts?
We have to choose one. I think that the one about having lost something.
Oh, yes.
I can't find it anywhere.
Can you take screenshots? Because you might need to take a screenshot to do this.
And we will need a third person for that. So
in this one, you don't actually. You can just say, I can't find it anywhere. When did you last have it?
okay, so we just admit. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can change if not. We can
Exactly.
change.
So me take
I
it.
love it.
You
Okay.
can make that B. B says that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the previous one, please.
And the previous one, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So how long would you like to work on your short dialogue?
Just
5 minutes?
5 minutes, yeah.
Hi. Yeah.
Okay, lovely.
If it's okay.
So
Oh, I need to break. I'm going to pause the recording and then
Okay.
we'll come back afterwards.
Okay, so how did everybody find that?
Very funny.
That was funny.
I'm literally scared, Paula.
Good.
Yeah.
Would anyone like to kind of present their dialogue? Does anyone feel brave enough to present what they did? And second time round, okay, I'm not expecting you to remember it word for word, okay? But again, it's improvised. You start with the text and what comes next comes next.
Oh, really? Wow.
But having done it once before, probably second performance, and with an audience, it's going to feel slightly different.
Okay.
Okay, who'd like to go first? Anybody?
Robert, should we do
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Can we have the text on the screen?
Yes.
Just to get us started on the
Started.
right
Yeah,
track.
of course. So I'm wondering if what I do, let's see if I can do it. I might just be able to put it in. So what I'd like to do really is to be able to put it in.
I've got just the screenshot, if that helps.
Yeah, that would be great, actually.
Okay. Ooh. Okay.
Okay. Quiet.
Quiet?
Just listen.
What is it?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out.
But what is it? What's
Lower your voice. Remember our neighbor Maria Luisa, the old lady? I think someone's trying to break in.
No, really?
Yes, I saw something from the corner of the window.
Oh no. Can you hear anything?
Well, it's like someone walking and doing things there, and I don't think she's there.
What should we call the police?
No, not yet, because what if they're not? I mean, what if they're not breaking in? Is just maybe a relative or something. We need to be sure.
Okay. Oh, well, why don't we go
Oh, look,
round?
look, look! I just saw someone walking through the kitchen like very quickly, and that's not her definitely, because she really walks slowly.
Okay. Well,
She has a stroller.
why don't we take something round like a box of cookies or something and kind of say, "Hey, Maria Luisa, here's some cookies for
Yeah,
you."
you do it, because what if they're armed?
Well,
That's
I
gonna be
don't want to go
dangerous.
round if they're armed. They could be really
Well,
dangerous.
well, exactly. You take the cake. I'll look from here.
Great scene. Fabulous, fabulous. Good. Okay. How was that performing it? I mean, obviously it was slightly different because we had the text up and we couldn't really see you so clearly. But normally what I would do is put it in the chat, the
Mm,
text in the chat, and then you guys could just um, be again the performers, and we would turn off our cameras and be audience.
yeah, there was a little bit of a deviation there with the cake.
Yeah, it kind of feels weird whether, like you said, Amanda, it's obviously improvised, but how much we were trying to keep it to what happened when we were practicing it. Um, yeah, yeah.
So what were the changes that you noticed from practicing it to performing it?
With the cake, when Teresa said, "Oh, let's take a cake or something," I initially it was like, "No, because what if they're armed?" But here I said, "Well, you go for it, because what if they're armed? You know, like I'll watch from here, but I don't want to go." So it was a little bit of a turn there.
Hmm. And I seem to remember when we practiced it originally, there was kind of a bit more build up to what the sound was. Like I asked you what you could hear,
That's
and
right.
whereas
Oh
now
yeah,
because
no, I
we'd
can't say
already,
anything. Is yeah.
yeah, we'd kind of already established that in our practice run. So
Mm,
perhaps we didn't do some of those more natural questions this time around.
mm.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Great. Anything that the audience wants to say about what they've just seen?
Uh, they sounded quite natural. Yeah,
Mm,
it was like listening to a real dialogue, something happening.
yeah, brilliantly acted, I thought, and oh, oh yes, and really lovely, lovely intonation, lovely, stress, and all of that you can definitely work on, with your
Mhm.
learners, um, and get them to, work on those first lines. So quiet, quiet, you know,
Mm,
so that they really get to practice their intonation of those key words that you have in the script. And obviously you do it once in rehearsal and once in performance. There is repetition and practice of the language. So that's what I think is really useful for language learners.
Can
Okay.
I ask something about
Yeah,
that?
of
Now that
course. Yeah.
with adults, of course, there is some more obvious level of resistance, because I mean the shyness is something, but as they also, as your uh, students get older, because with some of them, I've seen them over time how the shyness just doesn't go away,
Mhm.
and they might even be like, so what's the point of all of this? And you don't really want to explain everything, you want them to experience it, but they are just so either afraid of experiencing it or, making mistakes. And that's part of the nature of improvisation. If something goes wrong, there's just much more of that compared to when we're working with kids, I'd say. So apart from, yes, let's make them directors or, give them less maybe interactive roles. What else do you think can be done with adults to give them some sense of comfort that it's okay and also some understanding of, how this is
Okay.
useful without really explaining much,
Yeah. Yeah. So why is it useful? Okay. So it's useful because you've got a script and you've got perfect language. So in the script itself, it's perfect English. There are no mistakes in the script. So if they go away and learn it, which, you know, obviously we don't have time in this session to do, but generally what I would ask is that the learners go away and learn that little piece of text. It's not too much to ask, I don't think. So they go away and learn it. They have then got perfect English chunks in their minds and a dialogue. It uses their creativity because they then, from that text, they improvise it. And it's very useful being able to improvise. This is teaching our learners about improvisation techniques and being spontaneous. So for language learners, when you, as a language learner, you are thrown out into all kinds of difficult and different situations that you haven't planned for in your language classes. This gives you that opportunity to improvise and develop those improvisational skills, to be able to cope with any situation that you might find yourselves in. They will have the language, they just have to find that language, you know. And I think for me that's one of the key reasons that especially with adult learners or business English learners, in fact I've done this with teenagers, but I've also done it with business professionals, and they absolutely love it. Absolutely
right.
It's so motivating and real exchanges, and what I feel is it works just as well. It's obviously wonderful face to face. It's brilliant face to face because people can use their whole bodies. They can run into the scene. They can, you know, there's all this, you know, they can use their whole selves face to face. But it still works online. It's one of the activities that I I presented this workshop for IATEFL in lockdown. So online, and I had to think quite carefully about how it would work online, but it absolutely does.
And
yes,
now that she asked about adults, I ask about kids,
mm-hmm.
because they maybe they are not shy, but they don't have at least language learners do not have elements, so probably they will be able to say just a word, but maybe not chunks, maybe not sentences. So how do you make them feel that they have to say something spontaneously?
Okay, so for example, if we take the dialogue we've just had, the quiet, what is it? You know, this dialogue. They don't have to say very much in it. It might be, is it a bear? Is it a lion? Is it a spider? What is it?
What is it?
You know, and you know, you've already got a few lines, and that's not difficult language. That's very simple language. And it could be just, what is it? What is it? What is it?
Questions.
I don't know what it is. But you know, I think it, you know, I think the feeling is often is that we limit our learners and the language that they have.
Or expect too much.
Yeah, or expect too much. But I also think that they rise to challenges. So in this instance, I would definitely, you know, give it to them, and if they want to write down what happens next, they can. But probably when they're young, primary school age, they're not going to want to write it down. They're just going to want to play it, and they might want to play it lots of different ways. Give them the opportunity, and it doesn't matter if they make mistakes. There is no mistake in improvisation.
No.
There isn't.
Yeah. And the language doesn't have to be perfect either, because that's the whole point, to help them express themselves.
Yeah.
The language.
And the other thing that I would also say is that we think that language is words. And yes, it is, but only 7 to 10% of our communication is words. The rest is facial expressions, gestures, intonation, you know. And I was working with Lonnie Gold recently on my storytelling course, and he said that he had 3 words. They had tea, the word tea, lovely, and the number 7. And they had whole conversations where he taught these complete beginners these 3 words: tea, Lovely. 70? Yeah, lovely. And they just used 3 words,
Wow.
but they communicated a whole conversation. But they were limited. They were only given the 3 words.
Mm.
And I've done a similar exercise with the 3 words, I love you. You set up a situation. The only language they're allowed to use is I love you. And you set the scene. So, imagine my husband, a letter arrives for me, and my husband opens it and he reads it, but it was very clearly addressed to me, a personal letter addressed to me. That's the situation. And I come into the room and I find him reading my letter. And I'm only allowed to say, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you too. I love you. Yes. So we tell the story through those 3 words. And it's just using intonation.
Mhm.
So really my feeling is go, experiment, try it out, come back and tell me how it goes.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
And Amanda, did you want to tell us about the courses that you run as well?
Yes, okay. So Paula and Mariam, you don't get to show your scene.
Would you like to do your
Yeah, we can do it.
awesome?
Okay,
Fine.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Shall I start?
Yes.
I was
I'm really sorry. I have to go now because
Okay then.
Yeah,
Bye.
me too,
sorry.
in 5 minutes.
I'll watch the rest of the recording. Thank you so much, Amanda. Thank you so much, Teresa. Lovely meeting you, Paula and Mariam. Paula, I'll definitely see you and
In
Teresa
Burgos.
in Burgos. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Have
Bye.
a good weekend. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Okay, Mariam.
sure. All right. I can't find it anywhere.
When did you last have it?
Yesterday evening. You remember?
You can't have lost it.
Okay, well, did you take it? Did you?
Me? Take it. Come on. Why?
Any other explanation? I don't know. You say I can't have lost it, so I don't know. I mean, maybe because that sometimes just happens as you're collecting your things, and suddenly you might pick something you don't even notice. So,
I
yeah.
know I'm careless sometimes, but with my things, not with other people's things.
Yeah, I know. Please don't take it personal. I'm just saying it might have happened. Could you please just look into your purse for me just once?
Yeah, of course, of course.
Mm.
Look, I found it. It is under the
I told
sofa.
you. Where?
Under the sofa.
No, it can't be there. Oh,
Yeah,
send it
it
over
is.
to me. Yeah, well, okay, but it's broken. Did you break
Again, me? No,
it? I
no,
don't
no.
know. I didn't break it.
Me either. I just found it.
Uh, are you being honest with me? I mean, it's okay. If I just want to know, it
Why
wasn't
would I
me.
lie?
So if it's not you, did you have a guest over and you didn't tell me?
No,
Tell me now.
no, no way. No one. Maybe
But that
ghost.
leaves us with one explanation, and I hate it. Do you remember
Ghost.
the thing that broke last month? And
Mhm.
again, we had yes,
Mhm.
yes, ghosts. Are
Yes.
we going to believe we have ghosts in this room?
Yes. Why not?
Oh, are you joking now? That you were the one
No.
against that, and
Okay,
right. Okay,
lovely. We'll
I'm
call
leaving.
it, call it, close it there. Lovely. Great. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good. Well done, ladies. Well done, both of you. So, yeah, so my courses, so storytelling, theatre skills, and improvisation. I'm running in-person 3-day course. Um, it's now on my website, so you can access details to that on my website. And I'm also running in March a little online storytelling course. It starts on the 11th of March, and also the 25th of March. And so there's time to sign up for that. There are 6 places in total. And the first session is a input session, a bit like today's session. And the second session is a discussion session, which happens 2 weeks later. So you can implement the ideas that we share in the workshop. And that's it.
Awesome, fantastic. I'll share your details on the YouTube description, so people can check out the website as well.
Thank you very much. And yeah, thanks for having me. And thanks you both, Mariam and Pam.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you,
It was
Teresa, for the
very nice to meet you.
invitation. It was really wonderful, a wonderful time.
And yep, thanks Amanda for giving up your time.
Okay.
And yep, everyone try out these different activities in your classes, try out the different scripts, and then get in contact with Amanda for more ideas of what you can do.
Yeah, and let me know how you get on. I'd love to hear some feedback. Great.
Sure.